Everything started on that dark summer night when I first tasted the true meaning of fear. I'm a 15-year-old boy living in Fardis. Every summer, we spend our holidays at my grandmother's old villa, deep in the heart of a dense forest. The house is surrounded on three sides by towering trees, and in front, a narrow road leads to a foggy swamp. Beyond the swamp lies a flat land and a rushing river, its sound adding an eerie ambience to the quiet nights in the forest. It was the summer of 2022, and like always, we had gone to stay there. One night, my friends and I decided to sneak into the forest around the house to explore. We planned to go on Tuesday night, but that same day, my family was invited to a wedding. This was the perfect opportunity for me to stay behind and explore without any worries. My family left around 8 p.m., and I was alone until 10 p.m. when my friends were supposed to arrive. As the sky grew darker, a heavy silence fell over the house. I tried to distract myself by watching TV, but something felt off. I kept hearing rustling leaves and faint whispers outside, making my heart race. Suddenly, the silence was shattered by the frantic clucking and squawking of my grandmother's chickens. I was terrified, thinking maybe a wild animal or a thief had broken into the yard. I grabbed the only thing I could find, a rusty saw, and with trembling hands, I took a flashlight and headed outside. I shone the light towards the chicken coop, and what I saw made my blood run cold. Standing there among the chickens was a tall man with glowing red eyes and sharp horns, dressed in a black suit. His feet were hooves, and he was staring directly at me. I screamed in terror and bolted towards the door, feeling like he was chasing me. Just as I reached the door and flung it open, I saw my friends approaching the house. Gasping for breath, I quickly told them what had happened, but they didn't take me seriously and said I must have imagined it. Determined to prove them wrong, we all headed back to the chicken coop, but the creature was gone. To take our minds off the fear, we decided to go for a walk in the forest. The air was colder now, and a thick fog had settled among the trees. The sound of crickets and the wind rustling through the branches made the atmosphere even more unsettling. As we walked, we suddenly saw the same creature again, standing among the trees, staring right at us. This time, we were all frozen in fear, unable to move. My friends started reciting verses from the Quran loudly, and strangely, the creature began to fade away. We decided to head back home immediately, but our bad luck wasn't over. A pack of wild wolves emerged from the forest and charged towards us. In a panic, we all scattered. I managed to climb up a tree, but one of my friends, who was heavier, couldn't get up. We were terrified, thinking the wolves would attack him, but to our surprise, they simply passed by him as if they were running from something themselves. It dawned on us that even the animals of the forest were terrified of that creature. We struggled to make our way to the river, where we found an old fisherman sitting by the water. We stayed with him for about an hour, trying to regain some sense of safety. When I saw my family returning, my friends and I ran back to the house. That night, we couldn't sleep from the fear, and even now, when I think about it, my body trembles and my heart races. That forest was never the same for us again, and the mystery of that creature remains hidden in the darkness of those forest nights.